The man blindfolded his student. He led the student in circles, then asked him to describe what he saw. The boy mentioned the painting on the wall. The teacher gave him a little guidance, telling him to come up with some actions to show it. But when the student spoke up boldly, the teacher told him to ignore the laughter. Close your eyes, he said, and keep going.
To the truth, like a blanket that always leaves your feet cold. The moment we enter crying to the moment we leave dying, it'll just cover your face as you wail and cry and scream.
In that instant, the whole classroom fell silent. The teacher gave him a thumbs up. Everyone was stunned by his performance. Then thunderous applause broke out. The teacher had a unique way of teaching. When talking about difficult works, he'd use over-the-top acting to bring those classics to life, drawing students into the pieces, nothing like the dullness of textbooks. He believed the soul should be free. When teaching Whitman's Song of Joy, he'd take them to the football field, they'd recite a line of poetry, then kick a ball. In his eyes, only passion let you truly feel poetry. Who wouldn't love a teacher like that? The next day, his class was just as unusual. He asked 3 students to come forward and walk. At first, each had their own pace, but soon, they gradually fell into step. The other classmates even started tapping out a beat. What began as casual walking turned into a march, growing more and more intense. But just as excitement peaked, the teacher suddenly called a stop. Everyone has their own rhythm, he said, but humans are naturally herd animals. Like what just happened. From messy to uniform, even others joined in tapping the beat. It's unconscious conformity, a suppression of individuality.
Robert Frost said, 2 roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by.
The teacher wanted his students to be themselves, choose their own path, find their own pace, be uniquely who they are. With that, he stepped back, letting the students move freely. And so they did, walking across the yard in their own ways. Some danced, some shrugged their shoulders as they went. The teacher's intention was to get students to stay true to themselves, but some inevitably misunderstood, like Charlie. Charlie was passionate about the freedom and equality in poetry, so in the name of their club, he published an article in the school newspaper, demanding the school break with tradition. The next day, the principal blew up at the assembly. Things would have blown over if no one admitted to it, but Charlie stood up, even claiming God called and told the principal to break tradition. The principal flew into a rage. He punished Charlie with a wooden paddle, even though Charlie could barely walk afterward. He didn't name a single other person. The principal suspected the teacher was to blame. He'd seen the teacher skip class to take students fooling around in the yard. The teacher explained it was to teach them to think independently, but the principal insisted traditional discipline still mattered. At their age, they belong in the classroom. He warned the teacher.
Prepare them for college and the rest will take care of itself.
The teacher felt helpless. After all, he was just a poetry appreciation teacher. He couldn't shake the entire school, so he could only urge the students to hold back a little. But young people are proud. Someone pushed back, arguing the teacher had taught them to be brave.
I feel there's a time for daring, and there's a time for caution. And a wise man understands which is called for.
The teacher didn't want any student expelled, and so Charlie's incident came to an end. But misfortunes never come alone.